Howard Thurman, one of the mentors of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Albert Schweitzer, and Mahatma Gandhi, he was a very brilliant writer. He wrote some things that really grabbed me. He wrote, "Deep is the hunger." During the time after receiving 238 radiation seed implants, I was reflecting on his words, and these words kept me up that night. The ideal situation for a man to die is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. He said, but imagine if you on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghost of the dreams, the abilities, the talents given to you by life, and that you never went after that dream. You never acted on those ideas. You never used those talents. And there they are standing around your bed looking at you with large angry eyes saying, we came to you, and now we must die with you forever. If you die today, what dreams, what ideas, what talents, what books, what music, what leadership will die with you? Miles Monroe, great orator and speaker, said the wealthiest place on the planet, it's not in the Far East where there's oil in the ground. It's not in South Africa where there are diamond mines. He said the wealthiest place on the planet is the cemetery. Greatness that we've never seen. There you find talent and genius and potential never actualized. Oh God, to reach the point of death, only to realize that you've never lived. What if you live your whole life only to discover that it was wrong? That you were chosen to do something else and you didn't do it.
Your words become your reality. You are where you are today in part because of what you've been saying about yourself. Words are like seeds. When you speak something out, you give life to what you're saying. If you continue to say it, eventually that can become a reality. Whether you realize it or not, you are prophesying your future. And this is great when we're saying things like, I'm blessed, I'm strong, I will accomplish my dreams, I'm coming out of debt. That's not just being positive. You are prophesying victory, prophesying success, prophesying new level. Your life will move in the direction of your words. But too many people go around prophesying just the opposite. I never get any good breaks. I'll never get back in shape. Business is slow. I'll probably get laid off. Flu season is here. I always get it. They don't realize they are prophesying defeat. It's just like they're calling in bad breaks, mediocrity, lack. The scripture says we will eat the fruit of our words. You are planting seeds when you talk. At some point, you're going to eat that fruit. My challenge is make sure you're planting the right kind of seeds. If you want apples, you have to sow apple seeds. If you want oranges, you can't plant cactus seeds, poison ivy seeds, mushroom seeds. You're going to reap fruit from the exact seeds that you've been sowing. In other words, you can't talk negative and expect to live a positive life. You can't talk defeat and expect to have victory. You can't talk lack, not enough, can't afford it, never get ahead, and expect to have abundance. If you have a poor mouth, you're going to have a poor life. If you don't like what you're seeing, start sowing some different seeds. Instead of saying, I'll never get well, Joel. This sickness has been in my family for 3 generations. No, let me give you the right seeds. God is restoring health back into me. This sickness didn't come to stay, it came to pass. I'm getting better and better every day. You keep sowing those seeds, and eventually you'll eat that fruit. Health, wholeness, victory. Instead of saying, I'll never get out of bed, I'll never rise any higher. No, I will lend and not borrow. Whatever I touch prospers and succeeds. I'm coming into overflow, into more than enough. Start sowing seeds of increase, seeds of abundance. No more, I'll never accomplish my dream. No, I have the favor of God. Blessings are chasing me down. The right people are searching me out. New opportunities, new levels are in my future. If you keep talking like that, you'll reap a harvest of good things. James said in the scripture, with our tongue, we can bless our life or we can curse our life. Many people don't realize with their word, they're cursing their future. Every time you say, I'll never get any good breaks, you just curse your life. I'll never be able to afford that nice. I'll never break this addiction. I'll never meet the right person. And stop cursing your future. Sometimes the enemy doesn't have to defeat us. We defeat ourselves. Pay attention to what you're saying. Are you blessing your life or are you cursing? I had a classmate in high school that was always very negative. Every time I asked him what was going on, he had this standard. He would always say, not much, I'm just getting old, fat, and bald. I heard him say that probably 500 times. I know, he's just kind of kidding, but I wouldn't get about that. He was one of the stars for our football team. Always in great shape, had this thick curly hair. About 15 years later, I ran into him at the mall. When I saw him, I nearly passed out. He had prophesied his future. He looked old, fat, and bald. Friends, don't speak that defeat over your life. Our attitude should be, I'm getting younger. God is renewing my youth like the eagles. I'm getting stronger, healthier, better looking. I'm going to keep my hair. I'm going to stay in my right mind. I'm going to live a long, productive, faith-filled life. Don't go around cursing your future. Start blessing your life. Prophesy good things. There's a young lady on staff here. Every morning before she leaves the house, she looks in the mirror and says, "Girl, you're looking good today." I saw her one time and asked if she was still doing it. She said, "Yeah, in fact, today when I looked in the mirror, I said, girl, some days you look good, but today you look really good." Why don't you stop criticizing yourself, talking about all the things you don't like, how you're getting too old and too wrinkled, too this, too that. Stop cursing your life and start blessing your life. Start calling yourself healthy, strong, talented, beautiful, young. Every morning before you leave the house, look in the mirror and say, "Good morning, you good-looking thing." Now, Brother Paul, you need to do this every hour. Sometimes when we've been traveling a lot, been very busy, Victoria will come to church with me and say, "Joel, I am so tired. Look at me. Can you see how red my eyes are?" I always say, "No, Victoria, you look beautiful. You look as great as ever." She said, "No, I don't, Joel. I know you. You won't tell me." She's right. I don't want to speak defeat. I want to speak victory over her life. I wonder what she would do if I ever said, "Yeah, you're right. You don't look good at all." I'm smarter than that. I know this man that was so concerned that he was going to get Alzheimer's disease. Several people in his family had it. A grandfather, a great uncle. He was in his early 50s, but he was always talking about what might happen. He told me how he is making plans for who could take care of him, get everything lined up. Of course, it's good to use common sense, to be wise, but if you go around talking about when you're going to get it, making plans for it, most likely you won't be disappointed. You're calling it in, just like you're sending it an invitation. I told him what I'm telling you. Don't say another time that you're going to have Alzheimer's. Start declaring, "No weapon formed against me will ever prosper. I will live out my days in good health, with a clear mind, with good memory, with clarity of thought. My mind is alert. My senses are sharp. My youth is being renewed." You got to prophesy health. Prophesy a long, productive life. Your words will become your reality.
I am an imperfect soul. Key word. Imperfect. Because I know I still do some things that ain't good. Awesome. I still. But I have learned even how to see things and be spiritual about it. Because out in Hollywood now, there's Me Too movement this week. So when I take pictures, I've been taking pictures all over the place. You see me taking pictures? You see all my friends. But I found how to be spiritual. So now, this is how I do it. Whenever I'm walking and I see a beautiful thing, get it out my chest and stay spiritual. But when I walk around, I see
We're so afraid of being vulnerable. We're terrified of being honest. We're so used to being judged and being held to a standard that society sets for us that we don't give ourselves permission to even ask these questions, let alone answer them.
Decide what you need to do and act.
The foundation of all strength is pain.
Embrace pain. Pain is something to embrace. If there's no resistance to you, you're not going to get anywhere in life.
The purpose of a goal is not getting it anyway. The purpose of a goal, who you become. Who you become is going to make you happy or it's going to make you sad.
Because some people think when you lose a dream or you lose something that it's over. But you didn't lose who you are. You lost that thing, that placement. Life might not be adding up to what you want it to add up to. But at least you have every single day is a new beginning. Every day is a new beginning. And certain days aren't going to look like you want them to look. But at least you have another chance. Like 150,000 people die every day. It's 55 million people a year. If you're looking for a blessing, realize that's your blessing. You have another opportunity at life. The only way you're going to get strength in your life is if you go through that hard moment, that tough moment. Realize this, just because it's a chapter, it doesn't mean it's your whole story.
Most people think the things that are temporary are the permanent things. The temporary passing, I'm going through a breakup. You don't understand that in a month you're going to be okay. When you're in a low, when you're feeling bad, you think that thing you're feeling is how you're going to feel forever, which is what makes it feel worse. All of your emotions are temporary. They're passing things. So most of our pain comes from believing, I believe, that we should keep holding on to these things that are really heavy in our lives.
We're constantly looking at life. What is it? What is it? Where are we? Look how interesting. Look at different cultures, different beliefs. How do they come to that? How do I feel about that? What do I think? It is a daily adventure. You have your voice. It's there. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Create. Don't let anyone stop you.
When you can realize that your worst days were truly your best days. When you can realize that every human being goes through pain and injustice, some more than others, but everyone goes through it. Everyone's had someone be completely unjust to them. Everyone has had someone hurt them who they loved and cared for deeply, or they trusted, or they looked to for support or love. It's part of how we grow spiritually. There's no possibility to build muscle without something you have to lift. And if you don't lift it, it will crush you. And if you lift it, it will be painful. It's not easy to lift those things. But the day in which you finally find inside yourself the story and state that finally makes you no longer be willing to be pressed down by your past, that's the day your life not only changes, but you also now have the ability to give the gift to others. And the most beautiful day, though, is the day when you go, if it wasn't for all that I hated most, I wouldn't have what I love most. Realizing that there was a meaning in all of it, and that it serves something greater than just little me.